Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen of Precalculus. We, yesterday, were working on these law of cosines problem where you have three unknown sides. And we worked out number 3. I was going to choose somebody to help us out with number 4. And our lucky participant for that is going to be I chose myself. I'm not going to be able to do that one. I'm going to do that. Okay. Karina, I chose you. Are you able to work this one out in 4? Pardon me? You're looking at the previous ones? Okay. Well, we'll see. She's looking at the previous ones. I picked somebody who wasn't here yesterday. Okay, we're going to get, I got Jana this time. I was about ready to pick Riley again. You weren't here yesterday? You were here, weren't you? Here. There it is again. Okay, Jana. C equals inverse cosine.
With 17 squared minus 28 squared minus 35 squared over -2 in parentheses 28 in parentheses 35. And then I got C equals 28.652.
And 652 what? Degrees, thank you.
And then I did sin B, big B.
Okay, B.
Over 35, sin B, over 35.
Okay, sine B over 35.
Equals sin 28.652 over 17.
Over 17.
And then equals 80.8162.
Okay.
And then I did 180 minus C and B. And I got 70.532.
70 point.
70.532.
70.532.
Yes.
So that looks good. Now, any questions on that? Now,
Wait. I think I did something wrong.
let me look.
Yeah, I did math wrong.
One second.
That's not bad.
We may be introduced here to the ambiguous case. What I don't know if I told this class yesterday, but when there's something in Law of Cosines called the ambiguous case, where it's possible that when you have a sine, it could be a valid sine for two different angles, because in quadrants 1 and 2 you have a sine. So my recommendation, and I think I told 6th period, but I forgot to tell you yesterday, is when you can, when you have a situation like this, my recommendation is to solve for the largest angle first. Now, this may be right anyway, but I'm gonna check.
So it might be wrong.
It might be. I mean, the mathematics she did was 100% right as far as I can see. But the thing about it is, because of the ambiguous case and the law of sines, you can get messed up on these. Yeah, yeah, okay.
I just checked and looked.
Now, the first one is right, which is 28.6. Yeah. So let's do this first. So this is right, but what happens is the inverse sine of let me see what was one of the angles over. Let me look at the answer. We're going to show you how that's going to be different. Okay, 99.2. Okay. Okay, angle B here. This one here is supposed to be 99.2. Yeah, I want to show you why. Okay, because what is the sine of the sine of 99.2 is the same as the sine of this of 80.816. And so that's why you want to do, if you take the biggest angle first, and it only happens with angles that could be the same sine for an angle greater than 90 degrees or less than 90 degrees. So it's called the ambiguous case of sine. So what I recommend doing, we're going to redo the problem, and I still give Jana full credit for this because she did what I asked her to do. Yes. Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, thanks for reminding me. Told you to remind me. So if we redo it with the biggest angle first, we have really no realistic possibility of having that problem, because C in this case is going to be inverse cosine of 35 squared minus 28 squared minus 17 squared. And then we have minus 2 times 28 times 17. And for this, we're going to get C is going to be equal to, you said it was going to be 90 what? 99 point. So you got 99 point, tell me what you got for that.
Oh, that's
187.
187?
Yeah.
Okay, and then as another step, once you do that, next thing using the law of sines, you want to solve for the smallest one, which was this.
Wait, isn't it B is 99?
Yeah, B is 99, C.
Yeah, it's right, but what happens is,
Oh, did you switch to this?
I switch, if you switch them, that you can make that C, right? I'm going to call that C, little c. I'm going to call this B, little b. Yeah, little b. So anyway, yeah, but it's the same thing, and I like using the same type of formula, so I like switching these things. Thanks for reminding me. So what's going to happen is B is going to be equal to your inverse sine of what it was B over, oops, it has this 17 equals B, I crossed it out. So 17 sine 99.187 degrees over the opposite one, 35. And now, what Jana said earlier, what did you get for that angle? It was 20, you said 28, or? No, it was the smallest one, 20. What did you say it was?
28.65.
0.652 degrees. And one way you can get around this too is you can work out each one of these angles separately as a law of cosines problem too. That will fix that too. And what you get in this problem here, because when you take a sine, you have a sine. Sine is everything here, but the problem with using sine, law of sines, or I won't say a problem, something you have to consider sometimes, is that the sine of 135 degrees is the same as the sine of 45 degrees. These are the same. But cosine has no such problem, because here you range from negative, from 0, or from 1 all the way to negative 1. So the law of cosines doesn't have a similar drawback. And then the last angle, A, is going to be, what do we get for last angle here? .160 degrees. So they would all be right, and you can use law of cosines for all of them if you want to. And for some people that's easier, but that's still a good thing. Okay. Next, Becky had a question about number 5. I won't get to that here. Okay, number 5. Yep. That was one thing I didn't tell this class that I told 6th period. Okay, this one right here, really, it's really, if you make a drawing like this of a triangle, and you triangle ABC, so here's A, here's B, and here's C. It gives you angle A is 55 degrees, and it gives you B and C. Well, little b over here is going to be 12. That's going to be little b. And this one over here, this little c, is going to be 7. Now I realize that that's not anywhere close to accurate, right? But you can still use this. So I'm going to say A, and I'm going to use the A formula this time. A, or cosine A, is equal to, we will say, well, I'm just going to write the A version. So A is equal to inverse cosine of, actually I don't need to do that. I can do it like this. I can change that to C if I want to. And so what I have here is, I have this thing squared here, which could be anything. I'll call it little a. So I'll say A is going to be equal to, and I had you write the formula, didn't I? So what you do is you just take these sides here, you put 12 squared plus 7 squared minus 2 times 12 times 7 times cosine of 55 degrees. Okay? And you're going to have what, does that make sense? Okay, so that's how you would do that one. And what I would do is do this one, and what's the next angle you would go for?
C.
C. You go for C because it's the smallest angle. Now, it's not really drawn proportionally correct because that's a smaller side than that. But if I change that, if I change it to more proportional, it would look like more like this, wouldn't it? That this would be C equals 7. And this side over here, it's A. This would be little a over here. And so you get little a, and then you could use law of you could subtract out, find this little angle here, and I'd use that to find the what we need here. So 12 and 7 and 55. 12 squared. Oops. 12 squared plus 7 squared minus 2 times 12 times 7. And I'm going to go ahead and change that into, I see that thing in radians right up there. So that is going to be fixed. Okay, back here. Times cosine 55. What happens is my calculator, unlike yours, is always comes back to radians. So we'll get 9.831. Does that look right? So A equals 9.831, and so what we have is that this angle C is going to be equal to 7 sine 55 degrees what did I do here? I need to find the angle. I have A. So A, this is 9 point. Okay, now I got it. So sine 55 degrees over 9 point, and it's going to be inverse sine of all that, over 9.831. So it'll be inverse sine of this. Does that look right? So 7 sine 55. So 7 sine 55 degrees. And I'm going to go ahead and put second A and S to get that value here. I know that's what I'm going to need. And so I should get what that angle is, which is 35.682 degrees. Does that look right?
It's not looking wrong.
It's not looking wrong. And then this other angle, B, is just you find that by subtraction. Or you could use law of sines again, or law of cosines. You can use just about anything to find angle B now. But I would take 180 minus this here, minus 55, minus 35.682. And so I would get angle B is equal to 180 minus 55 minus, I'm going to subtract this answer here, second ANS. So I'm going to get 89.318. Is that right? And so that should be your answers for that. So you have side A, angle C, angle B. Yeah, 89.38 says. Yeah. That's it. Questions on that one?
No.
So are you okay, Riley, you okay being caught up from yesterday on this, all right? Karina, you okay on this? All right, good. Had a couple gone yesterday. Okay, for this one here, I can choose somebody for this one.
I can't answer those.
What's that?
I was about to go. Yeah, sure. Can I go after?
Yeah, that'd be fine. Okay, next one we have is Elizabeth. Elizabeth, what do you have for this, Elizabeth? Okay. Yes?
No, I don't really understand.
You don't? Okay. So here's your angle B right here, right? And we know either side of angle B, we have one side, because you see these different letters and one of them an angle, that's going to be a side angle side. So this little c here is going to be 19. This angle here is going to be 35 degrees. And this side here is going to be 43. And that's going to be little a. So that means that this is going to be angle A over here, and this is going to be angle C. All right? So the first thing you're going to want to solve for is this little thing right over here. So that one here is going to be B is equal to square root of each of these two sides squared minus 2 times 43 times 19 times cosine of this angle right here. Okay? Okay. So go ahead and, you're gonna finish that now? Yeah, okay, should finish. Now this is a situation, when we were working on law of sines, the drawings didn't seem as important. But to me, your drawings are quite helpful in this.
Can you check that? I want to make sure it's right.
Which one? Which problem?
6 and 8. I already finished both of them.
I will have you check here. You actually have marked this, so you can just check it. I think they're only giving one decimal place.
I have to make sure I've got it right. I didn't do it.
Okay. What'd you get for this?
For E, I got 29.521.
29.521. Okay, and you did this angle C next?
Self-regarding, I got 21.663.
21.663.
Yes, and then
And angle A, the last one was angle.
And when I added the bracket for angle A, I got 123.
Okay. So these all should be right. Okay, we are really, the problem we have today is we're a little bit short on time. So what I want you to do, how many finished this today? You didn't finish this today? You didn't finish?
Yeah.
So we'll probably finish it on Monday after the break.